Next, we proceed to the depreciation. So, in preparing the entry for the depreciation, na siya basic na format. So, mauna gini siya ang imong entry basta gani depreciation. So, that's debit to depreciation expense and credit accumulated depreciation. But you need to know first how to compute the depreciation. So depreciation is equivalent to your cost minus salvage value, kanya cost minus salvage value. Then you will get the depreciable cost and you divide it by the useful life, and thus you get the annual depreciation. So this method is the straight line method. There are other ways on how to depreciate that you will learn that in the intermediate accounting. But for this one, so this will be the basic depreciation that we will be using. And then if they get the carrying amount, so it's equivalent to the cost minus the accumulated depreciation. How does accumulated depreciation differ from the annual depreciation? So pag may tag annual depreciation, that's per year. Okay? Per year na siya. But if you're going to sum up all of the recognized depreciation throughout the years nga nagamit ang asset, i-add to nimo tanan, year 1, year 2, year 3, and so on. Bisa kung asa kutom na siya nagamit, and that is your accumulated depreciation. Example, an equipment was purchased for 50,000 with a 5-year useful life. Okay, nice mo siya. So compute the following for each of the independent cases. Okay, you have letter A, the depreciation of the asset on December 31, 20x1 and 20x2 with appropriate journal entries, and you determine the carrying amount after each year, so after 20x1 and 20x2. Okay, so that's the basic information that will be applied in all the cases. So for case 1, the equipment was purchased at the start of January, as at the start of 20x1, so that's January 1. So how much is the annual depreciation for 20x1 and 20x2? So 50,000, wala man siya salvage value. Okay, wala siya salvage value. So 50,000 divided by 5. So every year, ang depreciation kay 10,000. Because usually the useful life is in terms of years. So, ano siya nga annual depreciation. Next, how much is the carrying amount? So, pila naman ang carrying amount? Remember the formula for the carrying amount? So, that is cost minus the accumulated depreciation. So, that's equivalent to, for 20x1, so 50,000 minus 10,000, that's the depreciation for year 1. And then the carrying amount is 40. And then for year 2, that's 20x2. So the cost is 50. Now, your accumulated depreciation is 20. Nga naman, year 1 na 10,000. Year 2 na ay another 10,000. So total accumulated depreciation, you have 20,000 as of year 2. So the carrying amount now would be 30,000. And what is the entry for the depreciation? So debit depreciation expense and credit accumulated depreciation 10,000. The same in 20x2, depreciation expense, then accumulated depreciation. Now case 2, assume that there's already a salvage value. So what is convenient if you are using the straight line method is that pag napalit siya at the start of the year, every year they have the same, it has the same depreciation. So pari-pari, uniform lang siya. Okay, pag napalit siya at the start of the year. So mo na nga 8,000 for this one, you have 50,000 minus 10,000, that's 40,000. You divide it by 5 years. So every year would be 8,000 pesos. Balik-balik na siya until year 5. which is at the end of 5 years. So that's 8,000 times 5, that's 40,000. Ang mabili na lang kay ang salvage value nga 10,000. So the entry, so simply debit depreciation expense, credit accumulated depreciation, same amounts for 20x1 and 20x2. Now for the carrying amounts, again, cost minus accumulated depreciation. So that's 50 minus 8. This is the depreciation for year 1. And since 1 year pa, so usa pa ka year imuhang ma-include sa accumulated depreciation. For year 2, since 2 years naman ang nilabay, so duha naman ka 8,000. So 8,000 times 2 or 8,000 plus 8,000, that's 16. Kung maabot na sa year 3, so tulo na ka 8,000, so mahimo na siyang 24. So mag-anam ka gamay ang carrying amount. So to get the carrying amount, so simply deduct the accumulated depreciation from the cost. So for 20x1, your carrying amount is 42,000, and for 20x2, that's 34,000. Next is, what if it was acquired on June 30? No salvage value. So this one is a bit tricky na ni siya because dili naman whole year ang imuhang i-recognize for the first year. For year 1, which is 20x1. Ngayon, hindi man siya whole year because you're going to depreciate only by the time that you're able or the asset is capable na of being used. Pwede na siyang magamit. So you have, since June 30 pa man siya, naabot sa inyong company, so mag-start imong depreciation from June 30 lang. Dili ka mag-start sa January. So, how much is the depreciation for 20x1? So, no salvage value. So, 50 divided by 5. So, that's 10,000 per year. Kada tuig na siya. But since wala man nimo siya napalit at start of the year, so dili 12 months ang nagamit for 20x1. So pila naman? So it's June 30. So technically adto na sa July, August, September, October, November, December. So that's 6 months. So that's why it's 6 over 12. So fraction of a whole year depreciation. Ma'am, what if napalit siya pag March 1? So, kung March 1 na siya, so you count from March until December. So, that's March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So, that's 10 months. So, 10 over 12 ang ato ang fraction. So, depende na siya kano sa napalit. What if napalit siya og December 1? So, ang fraction nato for 20x1 is 1 over 12. So, ingon ana. So, since half of the year, nagamit ang asset, so that's 5,000. For year 2, that's 20x2, since nagamit naman nato na siya since 20x1, June 20x1, June 30, 20x1. So, sa whole 20x2, nagamit yun nato ang asset sa tibok tuig, kay nasugdan naman siya pag June 30. So, that's why 10,000 ang ato ang depreciation. Actually, pwede naman siya nga dili na ta mag-multiply og 12 over 12 because it's understandable naman siya nga ika 20x2, nagamit na dyan na siya for whole year. Kaya nagsugod na gud siya pag June 30, 20x1. So, this time, dili na parehas og amount. Pero parehas gihapon ang debit og ang credit. And for the carrying amount, again, just simply get the total of the depreciation that was already recognized. So these are your carrying amounts. For 20x1, you have 45,000, and 20x2, you have 35,000. And I think the next one is the last case. Okay, June 30, but with salvage value. So again, just simply deduct the salvage value. So that's 40,000 depreciable cost divided by 5 years. So every year supposed to be is 8,000. 8,000 is siya. So this is 8,000. Correction. So 8,000 times 6 over 12 is 4,000. So 8,000 is siya ha. Kani siya. This is 8,000. 40 divided by 5. Okay. 8,000. Okay. So 8,000 times 6 over 12, so that's 4,000. For year 2, 20x2, so obviously nagamit naman jud siya for the whole year. So 8,000 gyud nga largo ang ato ang depreciation. So same with case C. So dili sila parehas og amounts because pag 20x1, half year naman ang nagamit. And for the carrying amounts, the same process, you sum up the depreciations that have been recognized to get the accumulated depreciation and you deduct that from the cost. So for 20x1, the carrying amount is 46 and for 20x2, that's 38,000. If you like this video, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be updated with the latest video lessons. Thank you for watching.